Hello and welcome to Angelblood. This is a horror romance visual novel that was made for the Queer Vampire Game Jam. I was contacted by one of the devs about this game and thought it looked really interesting, so let's give it a try. This memory is best enjoyed with a nice succulent drink. Will I have water? I let out a big yawn and stretch my arms. I've done my rounds, dusted every cobwebbed corner, and shooed the customers out of the store. Now I settle back down into my favorite form and curl up on my desk. Seriously, you're taking a cat nap? Like a literal cat nap? Nice. Real classy, Quinn. It's not closing time yet. I still have a minute. You can't just turn into a cat while you still have customers. I flick my tail and gesture for her to leave, but the satirist doesn't budge. She grabs my tail and pulls. Rude. Help me out. I still can't find the memory I pawned. With a huff, I shift back into my witch form. My ears flatten in annoyance. You know the rules. If you pawn something here, you'll have to find it again yourself to get it back. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If not, find something else to take. I close my eyes and wave her off. Now we're closed, so try again tomorrow. How in the 9 realms can I find it if I can't remember what it was? All I have is this slip. I let out another yawn. This is getting tiresome. Why don't you try something new? You can always get into painting. Look, if you try breaking in again, I'll have to ban you from the store. And Mother put up some rather nasty wards to keep intruders out. But if you want to see those up close and personal, then be my guest. Fine, but I'm coming back tomorrow. See you then. Sassy. The satirist storms out and the door locks behind her. Like clockwork, the store knows it's closing time. Finally, I can nap in peace. Cute. Don't we all sometimes just want to turn into a cat and sleep all day at best? Slipping back into my feline form, I curl up again, ready to sleep. The shores of dreamland are full of treasures, and sometimes I even find artifacts to keep. Hopefully, there'll be some lovely wandering dreams. Maybe even something I can put on a canvas. If I can find the time. My ears perk up. What was that? The door. It's unlocked? How could that be? Mother's walls only ever made exceptions for wealthy customers. Could such a rare patron of the pawning arts be here tonight? Shining halos burn my eyes. I'm sorry I woke you, Kitty. There's a purr to her voice, a silky rumble that makes my very soul tremble. Would you happen to know where I can find something savory? The fanged angel smiles, fixing her glittering eyes upon me. Her leathery wings stretch across the room. No feathers. A fallen. My heart pounds a hole into my chest. Did she thwart the wards, or did they simply bow at her presence? I'm looking to change up my diet. My appetite has gotten me into some trouble. I shiver, my fur standing on end. Her speech is a song of dark promises and unearthly pleasures. I'd rather feast on something more practical, less precious. Her massive jagged wings loom overhead, her gaze piercing into me. Perhaps you can find me something to keep the hunger pangs at bay. I cannot help but stare. She is gruesome and gorgeous, a nightmarish fantasy that smells faintly of thunder and blood. In another life, I would paint her exquisite form, had I the time to cultivate the skill. Kitty, I am waiting. I jump off the counter. Better find her something before she eats me up. Better find her something before I let her. I was about to say. I run into the back, into the twisting corridors, blushing beneath my fur. What did she say she wanted? The back room doesn't keep still after hours, and the floor splits into curling spires. Something savory, she said. Well, that could mean anything. I really like this, I don't even have the words to describe this. The story will do it for us. This outside of reality thing. I step gingerly through the labyrinth of closet doors and sidestepping shelves. Perhaps a story? Perhaps a lie? What would she like? Mother placed every binding ward she knew, yet somehow this angelic monstrosity waltzed right in like they were nothing. Is she a test? A conjuring of some sort? I fumble back into my witch form to wave a few shelves out of the way. Flicking my fingers, I shuffle them until I reach a dusty back door. Perhaps the store knew, or perhaps I chose it, but to wrap my hand around a bottle. It is narrow at the top, round at the bottom, with a profound reflection within. Precisely what I need. I skip back and uncork it, pulling a vial of bat innards from a side shelf and mixing it in. Okay, sounds tasty. Something special, just for her. Oh, you've grown, little kitty. I fight the flush from my cheeks. No, I am enthralled. I must be. There must be some anti-enchantment I can whip together to dampen its effects. But that will have to wait for the morning. I hand her the bottle. It's a memory, vaporous and inhalable, from the original Chiamore. Added a little house special for you. My tongue feels heavy as I speak. My eyelids too. Thank you. That will do. I'm afraid I need a little privacy when I eat. After all, I don't want to scare a pretty thing like you. The last thing I see is her plucking an eye from her wing. This should be payment enough. I watch blearily as another grows in its place, and then fall into dreamless slumber. Okay then. Not the payment I would have expected, but sure. The next day, I awake early, feeling more rested than I have in years. There is no sign of the mysterious fallen, save for the eye she left. I clean the viscera off and slip it into a little jar. I pour my morning tea and think of her. The day passes like usual. Hordes of customers come and go, looking for heirlooms, memories, treasures they gave up. I pay them little mind as I rifle through reference books and mother's old recipes. There must be something I can make to withstand the strength of that enthralling enigma, should she visit again. I bet she will. Afternoon fades to evening as I blend calming elixirs with anti-enchantments, mixing insignias of stillness into the cauldron. I taste drops of them as I go, feeling refreshed and renewed. Fleeting thoughts urge me to capture her memory, yet I know I have not the talent nor the will to rip such a potent impression out of my private thoughts. It's as though inspiration has struck, a gift from Musellas, yet I have no yearning to create art when reality is better than dreams. No, that's not quite right, is it? At the very least, my temper is much more level. Oh good, you're awake. And you always show up just around closing time, don't you? Yeah. Wait, what is that? The Cetrus is pointing at a floating jar where the eye I placed in it is attempting to fly. Not for sale. Or exchange. Ooh, something precious perhaps? I see. Well then, find me what I want or I'm taking it. She leaps up and snatches the jar away. I feign indifference, the brew helping me temper my rage. Thank Goddess. I was hoping someone would take that curse away. Not even the store wants it here. Otherwise, the wars would banish a thief like you as soon as you leave the door and take something even more precious. You lot are the thieves. We helped you through your curses, so I suppose it makes sense for you to take a curse off our hands. I point to the sign hanging behind me. It reads, "Never pawn what you cannot afford to lose." Makes sense, but still the whole system of you have to find it again in this mess? I don't know. Equal exchanges for a way out of any predicament. What will it take to get it back? The memory I pawned. All it did was leave a gap in my mind, aching to be whole again. That's strictly confidential. But if you truly want it back, A memory of equal value should do the trick. We offer complimentary soul peerings and alternative payment options for deep dives if you'd like an extraction. Come on, I just feel like a part of me is missing. Trust me, you don't want to know what you forgot. Nobody ever really does. And your court issue has been settled, has it not? It's as if it never happened. I'll go look for it myself. But you gotta know I'm not letting this go. The satirist releases the jar and turns away. I sigh in relief. It stares at me, unblinking. You? Can she see me through this? Oh, that's an unsettling thought. I blush at the thought and put it away before anyone else sees it. Turning my attention to my brew, I spent the next hour adjusting its portions. It takes a while before I am satisfied, and by then it is time to prepare for closing. The other customers trickle out, some with trinkets and debts in their pockets that they'll pay for, whether they know it or not. As always, the satirist is the last to go. I prepare for her to put up a fight like she does every day. But to my surprise, she wanders out, eyes glazed. The door locks behind her. Did she find what she was looking for? My quiet relief soon turns into anticipation. Will she return? Perhaps she is satiated, but I doubt the thought as soon as it enters my mind. I take a deep breath. I've had my herbal brew, might as well wind down and nap. But I'm unable to resist. I pull open the drawer to take a peek at her eye, only to find it has disappeared, leaving a round shining hole in the jar and drawer. I leap up, springing into all fours, with sharper eyes and ears to find it. Where could it have gone? Stepping out from a shroud of shadows, she approaches me. The memory you gave me, it's not what I expected. She eyes me, and I feel as though I'm quite naked despite being covered in fur. Don't get me wrong, it was delicious. The subtle flavors built up oh so irresistibly. You even put some of your own essence in your craft. There is an artistry to your mixture. I stare at her, my tongue heavy. Did the brew relax me too much? Her effect on me has not wavered, yet I know my brew to be potent. Could it be that there is no enthralling, no enchantment? Are these feelings simply my own flaw, falling for her? There is simply something missing, and I'm afraid it's left me yearning for more. Your touch has a unique taste to it. Perhaps you can make me another? Sure, let's try. Goodness. Soundlessly, I slink away towards the boxes where we keep the recently pawned sins. I can feel her watching me as I slip back into my witch body. She wears her nudity like armor, while I flush in the uniformed fabric of my coven. I dig around the sins for remnants of souls and pull a few scraps into a cup. Her gaze is heavy, pinning me like a butterfly to a board. I do my best to ignore it. Passing through the weapons aisle, I whisper a quick untiming spell and pull some rusted stains of pixie blood back to liquid form. Perhaps sacrificial blood may please her? I shake the cup and watch the blend swirl, bubbling deep purple. She takes a whiff and rebukes. It pains me more than I'd like to admit. I am accustomed to more virtue. Hopefully this doesn't spur a relapse. Relapse? I've tried all manner of concoctions to stay sober. Unfortunately, they never seem to last. If it's willing magical blood she needs, might you find a thrall to keep? I doubt you'd have any trouble receiving offers. Are you volunteering, Kitty? No. Witch blood is far too weak. I could be the judge of that. Her fangs peek out of her lips, and I imagine them on my neck. What would her tongue? No, that would be disastrous. My blood belongs to my coven. It cannot be freely taken without alerting them, and the high authorities. Isn't it fascinating whose blood they care for, while oceans of red lap the shores below? Her demeanor shifts, and I follow the movement of her magnificent wings. Did you know there are no longer any true humans after the rapture? Oh, you should see the skins the once faithful wear and borrow. I have heard the apocalypse has reared its head, but it is simply another dark age of distortion for the Mundies. The mundane, they always get swept up by these natural rhythms. Yep, sounds like humans, all right. The hell wilds are upon the mortal realm, the end time's nigh, yet the choir sing, and pretty shopkeepers keep busy. World's end and begin anew. That is life. Purity is corrupted, and then the innocent are born again. It's just one world of many, isn't it? There's an undertone to the way she's speaking, and I feel as though I'm missing something. Who am I to deny the natural rhythms of the worlds? I'm just one witch. Pretty kitty shopkeeper, keeping the lights open at 7th Circle, shackled to her place. Perched on a tree, with a nest of things that will never belong to her, never looking down, always dreaming. Are you making fun of me? Only because I like you. Here you are, tuckered in the underbelly of the crossroads of worlds. Artifacts from nearly every realm pass under your nose, but you never take any for yourself. If only she knew the path that lies ahead of me. You only need to look down to see the heights you hold. Seeing her point when she towers above me is difficult. Of course, there's no need for you to concern yourselves with the turmoil below. My confusion must be written upon my face. I was a guardian once, you know, stationed on the grounds until quite recently. What happened? Dying angels, apocalypse creatures feeding on rotting light, putrid souls. I was ordered only to observe. My duty was to guard the truth, to bear witness. This is the duty of those who serve the eye. Strange to hear it spoken of so openly by an angel, let alone a fallen. Angels serve the high authority, the hand of the Almighty. They speak not of the eye, who is separate and mysterious even to them. Mother once told me when I came of age, she would give me away to the ever-watching and unknowable eye. You bore witness, but those who serve the eye do not return to the knowable realms. They give up their bodies. They would have no vessel to put those memories in. Of course. Besides, it would be a trespass of the highest order, the ultimate forbidden fruit, to take that knowledge and bring it back. She speaks with a tantalizing allure, but the shock of her words chill me to the bone. Those who see the truth cannot return. They would strip you of everything. Liar. If what you say is true, they'll come for you. But Kitty, if no one returns, who tells the stories? My vision blurs. Perhaps one day you will unchain yourself too. I'm confused, but I think that's the point. A warm fuzziness cradles me as my eyes close. I trust you'll keep my secret, won't you? Her voice echoes as I feel myself fall. Deeper and deeper into a dream. I'm somewhere I never visit, a place that remains lost until I return. Don't be troublesome now. I know what's best for you. The sound of her voice feels strange yet familiar, like a half-healed scar. What do you mean you gave me away? The white-hot anger fills me all too well. We have some debts to settle, and it was a fair trade. It'll be quite an honor, really, for you to serve the eye. You'll be able to bear witness as an archivist. But I don't want to leave. Hush now. It'll be a couple more centuries before you are of age. Besides, would you rather work at the store forever? You've always had big dreams, and you can see everything you've always wanted, dearie. I don't want to give up my body to do it. What's the point of seeing everything if I don't get to live? Oh, what I'd give to peer through minds and see the secrets of the eye. If it's so great, then you go. I did, dearie. I did. I watch over you whenever I can. But lately it's gotten more difficult to... You've made dangerous friend. Watch, or else. Her mouth is moving, but I can't make out all of the words. I can't stay long. What are you saying? You won't remember anyway. Mother, what's happening? I love you. You're not making sense. Will you come back? And you? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Mother! No, I did not birth you. Okay. What is an Archguardian doing here? I feel like I'm missing something important. A distant dream that slipped away. You may address me as Archguardian Saria. I have some questions for you. Huh? How did you... We're not open yet. Actually, Seventh Circle opened its doors to customers an hour ago. I glance around. There's no one else in the store. I have been observing you. This eye. Overall, all of them very interesting character designs, I must say. What? While you were sleeping, you were whispering. Excuse me? I can't exactly snark a member of the high authority's order, so I changed the subject. Is there a reason for your visit? Are you looking to pawn something, perhaps? The Archguardian looks at me with distaste. An anomaly has occurred, and we traced its origin back to this establishment. We're a pawn shop. We specialize in anomalies and mishappen things. Please specify what you mean by mishappen. Are you referring to distortions, corruptions, or magical rifts? It's really just whatever people bring in. For a being of light and silver armor, she sure wears a dark expression. Where? You can look around if you like. Unnecessary. I have already searched. Don't you need a decree for that? There will be a decree for a lockdown of the entire crossroads if we don't find answers soon. Her voice echoes as the store trembles. Sorry, I just woke up. Can you tell me what's going on? Multiple incidents have occurred in this area as of late. The most recent being the disappearance of a satirist that was last seen wandering out of Seventh Circle with part of her soul drained. Oh. I sputter, sprouting whiskers in surprise. Was it Rowena? I thought she seemed different when she left. Indeed it was. Now, elaborate. She normally visits every day near closing time, looking for a memory she pawned away.
What is the nature of this memory?
I don't know. We don't track departed goods. The Archguardian looks at me, unimpressed.
What kind of establishment is this?
A poor one. We've fallen on hard times. Is there a blessing? Okay, I guess that's a no.
Start from the beginning. When did you last see her, and how did she appear?
She came in demanding her memory, as always. I told her to find it herself. We have this back and forth every day. She even tried to steal from us.
Indeed. She already served her court sentence.
Yes, and she wanted to forget all about it. And she has, but of course she doesn't remember that.
Enough. What did she steal?
An eye. She tried to steal it, and then it was gone.
What kind of eye? I'll know if you lie.
I don't believe her. The store has so many lies, and our wards prevent casual invasions of the mind. White lies are probably fine. The kind that grows back once it's pulled out. I mean, that's not a lie, exactly, so...
You took a while to respond. This eye, did she take it with her?
I don't know.
Do you still have it?
No.
Do you know where it is?
No. Our wares come and go. The store does most of the security.
Has anything else out of the ordinary occurred this past fortnight?
Yes. I woke up to an angel watching me sleep and called her mother.
I assume you were attempting humor to inject levity into a serious incident or to disrespect me.
I mean no disrespect. I just use sarcasm to cope with the stress of interrogation. What am I doing? I hope she doesn't brand me as a disruptor.
This is not an interrogation.
Really?
If it were, you would be bleeding from your eyes. I actively dim my light to be perceived by you.
Thank you.
The Archguardian's eyes flash fast as lightning. She could strike me just as quickly.
Message received. I am insignificant and she is above me in rank, height, morality, every fathomable way. Thank you, glorious one, for not making me bleed from any of my orifices. Now, how may I please you? I put on my sad kitty cat eyes. I am not worthy of your glorious presence. Please have mercy on my quick tongue and undying wit. Our eyes meet for too long, and the Archguardian clears her throat. When she speaks, her tone is somber.
A corrupted angel infected with vampirism has visited this neighborhood. She is highly dangerous and capable of hiding from holy light in a deadly form of unseeing. It is my duty to inform every inhabitant in this region so they may arm themselves from this threat.
Oh, and there's our first choice. Let me do a quick save. Okay. So, this game does have several endings, so let's see. She hasn't harmed me, or how do you know she was around here? Huh. I mean, if we're gonna keep on the low here and basically protect her? How do you know she was around here? How do you know she was around here? The Archguardian glares at me as though I spit in her face. I can smell her scent, thunder and blood, and vile intentions. I wouldn't be surprised if she preyed on one like you. She always liked broken, beautiful things. Excuse me? Your spirit is scattered, your talent wasted. You do not treasure your gifts, and you care not for the plight of others. I would care more if caring helped. And what is it with you folks, coming in here and telling me who I am? You and her are the same. I am nothing like her. She is a seductress, a liar, and a traitor to our kind. She left us without a word. I stare at her. Then I stare at her neck, hidden by her dragon scale armor. I suppose you know her personally? No. She answered too quickly. Suddenly, I am dying to know. I straighten my back. This is a pawn shop. We can only do equal exchanges within the store grounds. Information for information. Sounds fair. How dare you? My coven has a treaty with a high authority. All matters here are private or paid for. And from experience, those who give something gain far more in return. I point to the sign hanging behind me. It reads, "Pawn the secrets weighing you down. Gain newfound wisdom, clarity, and formidable foresight." I know of your treaty. I don't understand why the High Authority permits this. The High Authority honors my coven's work. The High Authority honors my coven's work. I am bound by a blood oath, by the lives of my coven, to keep the secrets that are offered to us. It's easier for them to send burdens our way. I suppose your blood contract ensures nothing will be revealed. Not a word of what you share will be known outside these walls. She hesitates for a long moment. Then resignation settles in her eyes. Eyes plural? Are you sure? She was my sister in arms. I taught her all that she knew. I thought I knew who she was. Then everything changed. She never cared for guardian duty. She preferred the choir, and she was beloved by the Musellas she graced with her song. It was a surprise to me when she volunteered as herald for the below, a most chaotic apocalypse. So brutal, some whisper even the eye could not bear to watch, and left only disciples to gaze upon it. I prefer higher order work, but I wanted to be by her side. When we went down there, she didn't take it well. At first, she performed her duty, but as the weeks passed, she became more and more like a stranger to me. What she did to the demons, the deformed, the defiled deviants. The Archguardian's gaze is far away, as though in a trance. She tried to save them, and when she couldn't, she tasted their pain. Even the ones marked with death,
She ignored the omens, the law. It was futile. Of course, she was severed. Her wings could not carry so many deviant souls. I pleaded with her to stop. I fought her. I thought I had lost her. I Creeping unease washes over me. What is happening? The vain one, Seraphix. She is one of ours. The Archguardian's light is swallowed, and an impenetrable depth hollows out her eyes. She reaches for her armor and removes the centerpiece. Oh. There's a gaping hole where a chest should be, with nothing but unfathomable darkness. The darkness fills my head, and a voice speaks through the Archguardian. The one who feasted upon flesh, fruit of the eye. The Archguardian's mouth stretches impossibly wide. This vessel is limited. Oh. Bring her the vampire, or your store burns. Okay. The darkness in my head, once undecipherable, now speaks to me in a language I cannot comprehend. I am plunged into confusion as it devours my mind and seeps into my soul, filling me with a vivid, all-consuming fear. The end of all things is imminent. I am insignificant in the face of it all. Succumb to it. Bring her. Bring her. Bring her. Bring her. Bring it. Beating against me in terrifying waves, it's pulling me apart, ripping me to shreds. Bring her. Bring her. Bring her. Blind panic and terror. My heart is pounding, pounding, pounding. Bring her. Bring her. Bring her. I can't breathe in its choking darkness. Help. I lose myself in its unrelenting momentum, wash away into nothingness, and hide away. I can't breathe. I can't see. I can't do anything. I can't. I struggle. I struggle. No! I brace myself. I press forward. I shake, I struggle, shout, I scream. I force myself forward. I press on. It goes on and on and on. Unwavering darkness, unrelenting, unending. Unrelenting, unending. I press on. Unrelenting, I press on. I press on. An eternity later, ever so gradually, it eases. I press on. I press on. I press on. I'm still shaking under its horrid influence, but the worst has passed. In the aftermath,
I make out the urgency behind the shadow, a message I barely understand.
Bring her.
Okay, that was intense. I come to the next afternoon. I sit there in a daze. A part of me still feels hollow. After a while, I notice a note beside me. It reads, "Pray if you have news."
Oh, hi.
I blink at her. "Hello, I'm talking to you." "Huh. I had a dream your soul got drained." It did. Good thing we Satyruses are so resilient. Our souls grow back easily. Our bodies too, at least from the chest down."
Wow.
"What happened to your eye?"
Some kind of infection. I can't see in the light, but it works fine in darkness though.
"Oh, hope you feel better soon." Wait, that sounds very practical actually. Like an improvement?
What's that?
She gestures to the note in my hands. It reads, "Edict from Archguardian Saria."
I don't like those stiff types. Cherubs are much more fun and fiery. What was that Archguardian doing poking around here?
She wanted to know what happened to you.
Guess I shouldn't have touched that cursed eye.
The Satyrus shivers, a haunted expression crossing her face. She shakes it off. "What happened?"
I don't know. It's hard to describe. I wish I could forget it.
"That's what you said the first time you came here. You've been back ever since asking to remember."
Did I really say that?
"Staining shit, I'm not supposed to share any piece of a lost memory." The Satyrus laughs. It sounds musical, like tinkling bells. I would have thought she'd be a brayer.
A part of me wants to pawn this memory too, but I guess we can't just forget everything painful that we've lived through.
Yeah, exactly. It's called growth.
I was just hoping it'd be something cool, like a heist or a secret mission.
I can promise you it wasn't that. But I really can't say anything else.
Alright, fine.
So you let this go? I point to the sign hanging behind me. It reads, "Pawn your past. Unlock a new future and don't look back."
How does it work? I'd like a sign like that.
It's made of truthsayer wood from the eldest forest.
Huh. They say the eye's tears trickle down to the eldest forest.
I stiffen at the mention of the eye.
You know, the eye sees all the horrible things that we turn away from. The hidden things, the forgotten things. It sees all. It sees the truth. And it weeps for us. It sees what we do not understand. It sees what we don't want to understand. It sees you, your darkness, your light. It sees me, my weakness, my might. It sees us all.
More and more tears run down the Satyrus's face as she stares at me, unblinking. Golden white pus trickles out her infected eye.
There's a mounting pressure, and terror grows within me. My heart is racing as I brace myself. There's a whooshing in my ears. For an instant, I am transported. Dripping liquid, pouring, trickling, bubbling cosmic soup. Perfect roundness ebbing in and out of unfathomable dimensions. Their movement tickles me, the ebb and flow unfolding and collapsing. It swishes apart and back together, brushing me every time it closes in. Murmurings, rustling. Gentle peace wells up within me, and a wild, warm joy blossoms. I let myself float in this warm, soft soup. The gurgling embrace of happiness and ever-spouting loveliness. The cosmic bowl fills up and up, all the way to the brim, with love and adoration for everything within it, including me, especially me. I am everything to it. How could I not have known how loved I am? I was born loved. And then I'm back. What the fuck? Yeah, it's really something, isn't it? I was speechless the first time too. Never had an affection quite like this. How did you say you got this? That eye I took from you, the one I gave back, it followed me home. After that, it just melted into this weird goop. I bent down to sniff it, and it just went up my nose. Ew. Felt like inhaling pudding. Made my brain sting at first. I could feel it squishing around my skull. Then my left eye started fogging up, and now it's pretty much blind. But sometimes I get these flashes of absolute bliss. People around me can feel it too when it comes. Is it some kind of mind toxin? More like medicine. I feel completely whole and healed whenever it happens. It's like being a fish, or droplets on floating marbles. Feels stupid to describe, but it's just this absolute peace. I felt like a baby in a cradle, if my mother was a goddess and the universe was my crib. Gentle and cooing. What am I even saying? Don't worry about it. Just gotta let it happen and soak it all in. Anyway, I'll let you close up now. Why did you even come here for? Why? Oh man. It's the end of the day already? Time flies when you're in bliss. She waves and walks out the door, a smile on her face. I still don't understand what just happened. You and me both. But I also don't want to question it. It was just pure relief, precious peace and goodness. The afterglow of that takes me through my usual routine as I close up shop. A part of me is still floating, but the other part can't help noticing the dust, the grime, the imperfection of everything. It felt so nice to be taken away from here. Like a warm soak, a sweet hug. All I had to do was be, nothing else. I find myself daydreaming about it as I whip up my sorting spells,
cleaning up after customers who never put things back where they belong. Humming, there's a skip in my step, and then I start to dance. I take goblin paste and add fairy dust, using a wooden spoon to stir them together in a glass jar. The squelching sound and gentle clings fill me with unspeakable serenity. I giggle and spin open a container with brimstone powder. Then I scoop out enough to make my mixture grainy, using the spoon to cut through its. Don't stop on my behalf. I startle and laugh at her sudden appearance. The eye you gave me, it got eaten. Is eaten the right word? Seraphix looks at me curiously. How did it taste? Oh, I didn't eat it. Rowena took it home by mistake. I tap my nails along the jar, dragging it through the grooves and bevels. It's rather melodic, and I can't help but sway along. A little hiccup bubbles in my throat. Seraphix's wings twitch in response. I openly stare at the strange places her eyes spout. I treat through the lovely bliss of the melty eye and make my way to her. What happened to you? I heard a rumor you drank angel blood and helped out some demonic entities. I think you'll sleep well tonight. But wait, I was gonna make you something. Give you a bit of my blood and warn you away. A little kitty told me that would get me in trouble. Only if you take it without permission. I can give you some. She pauses. Go back to being a cat and nestle up on your desk. You're not the boss of me. You're an outlaw. I hand her my mixture and settle down on all fours. Then I curl up on my desk, which is much less comfy in witch form. I'll tell you a story, and then you should go to sleep. Yay, story! Seraphix takes a note from my desk and feeds it to a candle. Hey, that's mine. You're mumbling, love. I stick my tongue out at her, but it turns into a big yawn. By the time it's done, I'm a lot smaller. Seraphix's hand is the size of my face, and she gives me scritches behind the ear. She rubs my chin, and I close my eyes, purring contentedly. Once upon a time, there was an angel. An angel afraid of stepping over the line and falling, of deviating from a perfect form. She didn't know that someone else was watching over her, a servant of the eye. Someone who began to love her. Someone who could never touch her, bound to an unknowable cosmic realm that only those with the grace of the eye can comprehend. The unknowable was frightening. The unknowable was loving. Impossible to put into words. Impossible to leave. All the servant of the eye could do was witness, and they chose to witness her. The servant saw her kind heart and watched her enter the hellscape on earth that tore her apart. The rapture tainted many angels who fell, but she refused to give up her light. It was admirable, and the servant of the eye hoped they would see her thrive. In the end, as the angel lay dying, the servant took what she had left. Those who witness cannot interfere. They have no corporeal attachments, no vessel to return to. Any body they take is too weak to bear the brunt of these memories. But the light of this angel shone bright enough to scatter the darkness, even rival the bliss soup. At least for a little while. The servant heard her cry and reached out for her, and a death's kiss became her. It had been so long since she could breathe, touch, feel, taste. And so she tasted everything, the rotting light, the guts, the deformed filth, the blood of a sister, even the carcass of a celestial. All perfect forms become undone. All chaos settles into stillness. Ascension or degeneration returns us to the same pendulum. The rhythms never change. But to live again, even as the time gathers at the bottom of the hourglass, there is nothing quite like it. Pretty soon, everything will taste like fire and scorching ash, cutting and cruel. This is my truth, and I am pawning it to you. Her voice fades, and the dream story is forgotten. I wake up warm and content. The feeling lingers as I drink my morning tea. As I prepare for the day, pieces of yesterday fall back into place. I groan as the memory of singing and dancing, giggling in front of her resurfaces. Fragments of the past few days splinter in my mind as I check the aisles for any messes. The Archguardian's open gaping chest and the unfathomable horrors that plagued me. I forgot to clean up yesterday. The dust mites are gathering in more and more corners. Half-forgotten dreams of whispered tales and an empty aching of a lost touch. Instead of a cleaning spell, I decide to save up my magic. I call a broom to my hands and brush the dirt into the vents where we keep the furnace fire fairies. Furnace fire fairies? Okay, fun. The sound of swishing bristles brings me back to the fuzzy bliss I succumb to, as golden white pus leaks from the satyres's infected eye. I feel an immense loss as my head fills with worry and stress. Okay. My aggressive sweeping has sent a crystal orb tumbling into an enchanted mirror. Great. Ugh, that's an ancient heirloom gifted from a sister coven. Mother would kill me if she knew. That dream she had, does it mean like her mother is still alive somewhere or not? That part confused me. I grab Mother's cauldron and sweep the shattered mirror pieces into its mouth. Maybe there's a good coven recipe I could use to whip up a nice brew. This mirror is known for revealing ugly truths. Perhaps it could be altered to share a beautiful one too. Mirror cleansing, spirit sensing, mind revealing, dream unstealing. watch as the mirror melts into liquid silver. Clouds are clearing, eyes are tearing, bells are ringing, musellas singing. Who comes to mind during this incantation? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. At this point, I don't really know where this is all going. Okay, so we have her, Seraphix, Archguardian Saria, or my missing mother. So the aim now is to reveal the truth. And I mean, all of them I'll be intrigued about. All of them might want to know something more about, I guess. Missing mother. Okay, that actually answers my question. She's missing. Well, half answers really, but... Okay. I guess I'll just go with her. I've seen many customers come and go, but her I just can't wrap my head around. She's a thief that's stolen my heart and clarity of mind. I extend a claw and prick my finger, allowing drops of my lustful blood to enter the pool. Drawing the mixture into a glass, I drink in my guilty pleasure. It tastes of forbidden confessions, and I savor its feeling over my tongue, drawing out the delicious notes of lightning even as it burns my throat. My appetite has gotten me into some trouble. I trust you'll keep my secret, won't you? This is my truth, and I am pawning it to you. The whispered confession that haunted my night springs forth, clear in the day. Could it be true? I hear movement in the back room and head over to investigate. Hello, Kitty. Do you mind if I stay here? Oh. Well, should we say yes, helper, yes, helper, yes, helper? Does it matter? Oh, there's none that's right in the middle. That bothers me. Well, yes, let's help. Yes. You do mind? I suppose I'll go then. No, I mean, yes, you can stay. I'm wondering if any of those options give, like, different shades of answers. She's given me a most delicious secret, one I could pawn, but I find myself wanting to hoard. After all, she did take my heart in return. And with this insight, other things have come to light. A new path forward. You must be hungry. Quite. I'm about to offer a solution when a shudder runs through the store. The floorboards groan and the shelves huddle to the side. I'll take care of this. You stay here. I head back to the front, patting the walls in reassurance. You can stay open. Everything will be all right. Not so sure about that, but okay. You are a fool for keeping her. Do you realize an affection is spreading? Distorted eyes and corruption. It's her signature. Betraying the high authority, the hand of the Almighty for the eye. I snorted that. The politics above us bore me. The Archguardian has no idea what entity she's hosting. Do you even know what you're searching for? Who do you stand for? Why did you come? The darkness in her eyes recede. To call upon her faith is to resist the draw of the eye. My hand to thy hand, my light shines for the high authority for all time. Not the eye? Never. I act for the hand. She winces. Her spoken faith is enough to keep the eye away for now. I was the last to see her before she fell, and she is my responsibility. If I can just save her, my honor shall be restored. The hand will bless us with forgiveness. Very well. But you must offer an equal trade. To restore your dignity, what will you give up? It must be something worth the price of both your forgiveness. A trespass for a traitor. I would never fallen from grace. But does it matter if you truly believe you'll both be forgiven? I know the hand forgives. Then give me something to work with, something worthy of her. The Archguardian mumbles to herself, pondering this conundrum. Afternoon, Quinn. We're about to see if the Archguardian will wave up. Why is she here? Why is everyone here now? What is happening? Oh boy. Oh, are you bargaining? Oh, never thought I'd see a high and mighty Archguardian caught pawning. The satirist laughs at the young Archguardian's plight. Rowena, I remember you. Why, I don't believe we've met. I don't tend to mingle with you stiff types, with all due respect. Your period of atonement was 3 decades long. Ooh. I was the Archguardian who forbade you visitors to allow for quiet reflection. By the end, you understood the consequences of your trespass. What? The sign behind me reads, "There are no refunds for pawned memories returned by chance encounters and ethereal interference." Whoops. I do not point to it. It doesn't matter. I don't need to know. I watched the Archguardian attempt cruelty. Your only sibling passed while you served your atonement. A grave has not seen a visitor in all this time. Ouch. How pitiful. Indeed. How pitiful you are to attempt to elicit sorrow from me. I know my sister is at peace. I have seen it through the eye. I've let go, but it appears you have not. This stuns the Archguardian. If there's something you desire so badly you need to come here, might I recommend indulging in blissful infection? The eye sees and knows all. The hand attempts to change the course of what will always be. Give in and see truth. It'll give you a greater appreciation of simply being. You look far too conflicted for your own. In one fell sweep, the angelic knight beheads the satirist. Her sword of light strikes cleanly, the blood burnt into place. I stare in shock. What? She feigns indifference. There you have it. My virtue, my patience,
given up for her.
You killed an innocent.
She is not so innocent.
Rowena served her sentence. She was forgiven. You are the guilty one. I watch her light fade. Without her virtue, her power as an archguardian is dimmed.
I will serve whatever atonement I need to gain forgiveness. A hand holds opulence and opportunity for all.
Her declaration of faith diminishes all traces of the eye into the recesses of her soul. A rejuvenation brew and suction pod can draw it out of her if I can get to work fast enough.
You killed an innocent for me. I am not sure of who I am anymore, only that I yearn to be by your side. I'm not who you believe me to be. I am changed. I am not her.
Without her own light blinding her, the waning archguardian can see the truth.
Where did she go? How dare you take her body? She is dead, but she wanted a friend with her in the end, and I held her as she passed. She did not wish for you to suffer. She never wished for any to suffer, not that Ceteris, and not me, a lost soul.
Saria takes a step back, and then another, and then another.
No, this cannot be. I have made a grave mistake.
I see an opportunity. She would have wanted peace. Do not cause us trouble. The Archguardian nods numbly. She stares into nothing. Your memory can stay in 7th Circle. She flinches, struck by the offer.
No, that would make me no better than that vulgar low-class Ceteris. I must go atone. This place is vile. I will not lead any other here.
The Archguardian makes a swift exit, tears falling to the ground. A moment passes, and then another. She is not coming back. Whoops. I pick up the Ceteris' head. One of her eyes rolls out of its socket and floats in the air. Seraphic snatches it and hands it back to me. Hardly a fair exchange for your freedom.
None of us are free. We're bound by the strings of fate, but it does help to see the strings. The celestial corpse I drank from, I had sound enough mind to keep a little of her blood. It's yours, if you wish.
She holds a pouch out to me, radiating with otherworldly power. A gift and a curse. How clever.
You may join me, if that is what your heart desires.
To see the truths not meant for mortal minds, to hunger forevermore.
Perhaps. Or perhaps you may brew something of it worth even more.
I take a moment to deliberate. I cannot decline such a treasure. Mother would have my head if she knew. But what should I use it for? For art or to drink? Well, art is kind of vague, isn't it? Should we go all out? Yeah, come on. Bottoms up. I take the pouch into my hands, feeling the wholeness of what it holds within. A celestial is a world of their own, visiting ours. Even their blood holds a little universe, realms within their veins, with dreams and truths different from our own. Different, yet parallel. I cannot understand it, yet it beckons me to drink in its memory. If I do, it will bring both immense pleasure and pain, opening new senses, new appetites. It smells divine and tastes infinite. How do you resist? I've used it to water dying sprouts and eaten their fractal heads and inquisitive leaves. Everything it touches changes. You wish for me to change? Everything changes, Kitty. Might as well lean into it. Yep, agreed. I take my first sip. I take my first sip. New colors bloom before my eyes. I pour the celestial blood down my throat and feel realms ebb and flow within me, bubbling up into tiny eyes all over my body. Some join together, while others melt away. My pointed ears, my tail, now pebbled with eyes that see into little worlds between realms, new shades and tiny differences sharpen into focus. How beautiful to see who you are becoming. I am reborn. I can see the future, the past, the strings of fate, but I can't make out the details. I see everything, and then I don't, because they fade into the background of the monstrous love in front of me. I see her kiss before I feel it, and her teeth draw blood. A murmured apology, and then she is drinking from my neck. Let the covens come for us. She has given me more than enough in exchange. Soon it will be you drinking from me. Her wings surround us, her eyes on mine, and mine on hers. I succumb to the feeling of her and us, an ever-changing mystery to unravel, with unending delights. Ending AB, Vivacious Vampires. Ooh. What is this? Oh, the endings. That is the ending we got. 1 of 4. We got AB. There's also, of course, A, B, and 0. You know, blood types. And that was it for Angelblood. Okay, that really went directions I couldn't have imagined, really. Interesting. Like, I love the writing and these character designs. So creative. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a story like this before. That's so cool. Yeah, I enjoyed it. That was great. yeah, as you saw, there are 4 endings. I will keep it at this for the channel. If you want to go play it yourself, the game is free on itch, so you can go over there. I don't know if playing in browser is still an option. You can also download, which is what I did. Yeah. I would really like to know what you think of this. This is so out there. Really wild. But yeah, I thought it was great. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. The link to the game is in the description if you want to try it for yourself, and maybe you can share which ending you got. And yeah, that's it from me. Until next time. Bye bye!